Hello YouTube community, welcome to Flat Out Way. Today we will be doing a holistic approach workshop. This is just an overview of the workshop because the real workshop is actually paid one. So in this particular workshop we will be covering three topics. The topics that we will be covering are career bifurcation, in which we will discuss about career diversity and introduction to career transition. Second topic that we will be covering is decision making, in which we will discuss about introduction to decision making and some applications. And then the third topic is adult education, in which we will discuss introduction to relationships. Coming to the first topic, before I jump into career bifurcation, I would like to make you understand what is career diversity. Career is very broad topic, so I have tried to define it in very crisp and short way. Also, bifurcations means to actually break down something into small chunks. So career diversity, the first point is career diversity refers to the process of exploring multiple paths or fields, typically when individuals face crossroads in their professional journey. So here, one thing we have to focus is career is related to actually the professional journey, not an academic course. What do I mean by academic course? We will discuss in the forward slides. So this is the first thing, that it is related to the professional journey. Now, second thing, it involves evaluating different industries, roles, job opportunities based on personal interests, skills, and applications. So it depends upon an individual that what is his interest and skills and aspirations, and as per those, you have to decide a certain career. Now, why there is a lot of confusion? Because is career what people say to you? People are calling academic course a career. That is the biggest confusion, as I previously told you in the previous slide. We will discuss what is academic course. So see, in a branch of science, there is a course. Bachelor of Science is a course, and you can do a certain specialization in it. For an example, BSc Physics, you can go for chemistry, you can go for biology, or if there's a commerce student, he can go with accounts, banking. So these are academic courses. These are not careers. Please try to understand this. Okay. Uh, Coming to the next point, career also refers to the activities and professions done for a period to earn and survival. So from this particular definition, from this crisp definition, you can understand this, that advocate is a kind of career. It is a job profile, it is a profession which help you to earn, being a judge, being a dancer, being a singer, teacher, stand-up comedian, director, etc. So these professions are actually related to the career, not an academic course, not an academic course. Okay, so the next thing, so what do you understand by the academic course? Academic course is an educational course. It can be a diploma, it can be a postgraduate diploma, it can be a degree, it can be an honors degree, it can be executive program, it can be a master's program. You can take the screenshot of this also, because the duration of these can be different, 2 years, 3 years, 2 years, depending upon the stage of the student. Second, it can be executive program, master's program, PhD, and postdoc. So these are basically the courses which are education related courses, educational courses that we do. Now, moving to the next thing, uh, what is career transition? Now, career transition is the process of switching from one industry to another industry. That is, in that particular case, you will be able to doing a kind of reskilling of yourself. You can also upskill yourself. Reskilling and upskilling, what is the difference between it? Reskilling means you have a skill, but you have not polished that enough, and upskilling means you wanted to acquire a new skill. Okay, so to explain this, I would like to visit this particular page. This is our website page. So here you can see that this is an industry outlook. Soon we will be making a course on this as well. So in this, you can see that if any person is moving from sales to HR, it is a kind of career transition. If he's from HR to IT, it is kind of career transition. Someone who is working in the Indian Railways government job and he wanted to move into banking, it is a kind of career transition. If someone is into banking, he wanted to move into civil services, it is a kind of career transition. Similarly, other industries are also there. So this is called career transition. Now, moving to the approach. See, one more thing is very important here, that whatever you're doing, whatever you're deciding, your approach is very important. So please be very careful that what kind of situation you are in and what is your approach. So I'm talking about two kinds of approach here. The first is conventional approach, and the another one is unconventional approach. What is a conventional approach? A conventional approach is a traditional structured career progression which is established between industries, and it is a predictable pattern. So what does a predictable pattern means? For an example, let's say there is a company A, you joined there at a very lower level as an executive, for an example, and then you got promoted to the senior executive, then you again got promoted as an TL, then you again got promoted, you became the manager, you became TL, and then again you move ahead, VP, vice president, director, and then CEO, and then, so this is a kind of pattern that they are following, right? You can't skip any of the positions in which you wanted to go on. So it is a kind of predictable pattern. But what is unconventional career path? Unconventional career path is non-traditional, right? It is a flexible career journey, but it is non-traditional and do not fit in a typical corporate structure. For an example, a content creator. As we are getting content, so we can say on an unconventional career path, right? uh, so this is all about, so make sure you have an understanding of what is conventional and what is unconventional approach. Be very sure that you wanted to uh, move ahead with conventional career path, or you wanted to move ahead with unconventional career path. Now the second topic is decision making, in which we will be covering introduction to decision making applications. The activity is not included in this module. So, what is decision making? Decision making is our ability and cognitive process of choosing between alternatives provided or we have at a certain time. I'm using this particular definition as ability and cognitive. See, ability is dependent upon a lot of factors. Ability is increased as per your atmosphere. It depends upon your parental influence as well. It depends upon your maternal influence as well. It depends upon your friendships as well. But cognitive process is something that is you can build over time, right? You can build over time. So it is a kind of intellectual function. Cognitive is a kind of intellectual function which help you to make better decision with your perception, attention, thought, imagination, intelligence. So when we combine all these knowledge, memory, evaluation, reasoning, when we have a combination of both these, then you are able to make a better decision. Now, we will talk about two types of decision. First is the decision that we take in our personal life, and the second is the decision that we take in our professional life. So, personal decisions are those decisions that those life events that actually is built on the basis of our values, beliefs, and identity. So, I'll just give an basic example. Let's say we are in India as so we are in India. So, in India, what happens is there are different religions. So, as per the religion, everyone have their different value, everyone have their different beliefs. For an example, there can be a Sikh, there can be a Muslim, there can be a Christian, there can be any other religion. So their beliefs and values might be entirely different as per their personal experience, because their upbringing is as of that, right? Now moving to the professional experience. Professional experience is something that is knowledge gained with a kind of work, right? You are doing something, and with that work you are actually gaining a particular experience. It is known as professional experience. Moving to the next part, we will discuss about what is types of decision making. Now there is a rational decision making and emotional decision making, then short term and long term. So rational decision making is something which is based on logic and facts. For an example, if an individual is there and he wanted to buy men's clothes, if he go on Google and type that he wanted to uh, get men's clothes, which is the best shop in his local area. So he got recommended by three names A, B, C, and from the reviews, he's actually seeing that 50 reviews are there on the A and rest on B and C. So automatically, his brain will give him the signal that A is much better than the shop B and C. Or for the easy part, you can just see this example. If you're going to buy a car, so you will buy it on the basis of fuel efficiency, right? Depending upon that. Coming to the next thing, emotional decisions are something which is feelings driven, right? There is no kind of logic. For an example, if you like someone, if someone will ask you what is the reason behind that you like them, right, you won't be able to give a very strong reason that this is the thing that you're getting from them, or this is that you won't be able to get from someone else. So this is a kind of complex situation, but yeah, it is driven by feelings. So feelings is something which is abstract and can't be seen. Coming to the next thing, short term and long term. So short term decisions are those decisions which are actually very immediate, right? For an example, let's say you wake up in the morning and you're thinking that what you should eat or what should you drink. You should have coffee or you should have tea. You should have rice or you should have chapati, like these kind of, or you have to you want to buy a shirt or you want to buy a t-shirt. So these are very short decisions and won't impact you in the long term. But long term decisions are those decisions which will actually impact you in the long term, and these are the decision which is taken for your future benefit, for your own or someone else, right? So for an example, planning for a retirement or career goal. So this can be a very long term decision, and also this can vary person to person. Long term decisions can vary person to person. Someone might be, wanted to get a home, someone wanted to just stable their career in the long term. So these can vary, but these, whenever there is a future prediction and you wanted to just keep it stable for the long duration, that is a long term decision. Some applications we will discuss about. So applications, everyday applications are there, and business decision making is there. So business decision making is not a part of this module because this is a very broad, uh, this is again a different module that we will be covering in the paid content. If I talk about the everyday applications, so basic examples are there, like choosing academic course, then managing your relationships, and financial decisions. Financial decisions are like a small financial decision is also important. For an example, you went to the market, you just wanted to buy some vegetables. You bought vegetables of 100 rupees. So that is a financial decision that you have to take for yourself. So these kind of applications are there in the decision making. And also, as per we move forward, the decision makings become complex. Now moving to the adult education part. Adult education, this is a very broad concept, and also I won't be able to covering all the topics, but yeah, just give you an overview. And also, this is the fundamentals that I want everyone to understand. This should be the minimum eligibility criteria for anyone to actually start their relationship understanding. So, uh, what do we understand by relationships? See, healthy relationships are built on communication, respect, trust, a mutual understanding, and emotional support. So these 4 to 5 things should be there in a relationship to call it a healthy relationship. If people or someone you're talking to, they're not communicating with you properly, there is not enough respect between you and them, there is not enough trust between you and them, there is no kind of like mutual understanding, and also there is not a emotional support as well. So these kind of, if there is any lack of any of these, then it is a kind of a non-healthy relationship, or you cannot define it as a relationship. It is not a relationship. Okay, so please be very careful with this. This is a very complex topic, but yeah, uh, to be sure with the fundamentals, this is a fundamental definition that you should keep in your mind to apply this in your life as well. Moving to the types of relationship. Now, relationship can be of 4 types. The first will be romantic relationship, familial, friendships, and professional. So as the words can describe you, romantic relationships are basically those which has intimate connection between the partners. So for an example, a husband and wife. Husband and wife relationship is a intimate kind of relationship which is characterized by love, affection, and mutual support. Moving to the next one, familial. Familial means the relationship that is between a family members. For an example, relationship between a father and a son, relationship between brother and a sister, relationship between a mother and a daughter, mother and a son. So familial relationship are these relationship, right? So these are familiar relationships. Then moving to the third part, friendships. Now friendships are basically non-romantic, and these are voluntary relationship based upon common shared interest, trust, and emotional connection. If any of the three things are lagging, then you won't be able to call them that they are your friend, right? If there is no common interest between you and the person, if there is not trust, if there is no emotional connection, then you will be saying that he's not my friend, right? So these are the characteristics, and I have tried the like very basic definitions so that each of, even if a ninth or 10th grade student can actually understand that what I'm trying to say. So moving to the professional part, uh, professional relationships are those relationships that you actually make on your workplace, right? So this include collaboration and professional boundaries and respect as well, right? So sometimes, a lot of chaos happens at the workplace, but still you have to maintain a boundary, and the relationships that you built on the workplace are known as professional relationship. So this was all about. Now activity, we will not be covering this in this workshop. So here we ends the workshop, and the key takeaways I want you people to actually take is, first one is career exploration and transformation are integral part to the long-term success. First thing. Second thing that I want is decision making skills actually shape our personal and professional futures, which we know. And the third thing is healthy relationships require communication, respect, and understanding. So from this small overview of workshop, we have taken these three takeaways. Also, if anyone have any kind of questions, you can just mail me at flatoutway@gmail.com. So thank you so much. You can like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you have any questions, you can just mail me on it. Thank you so much.